Good morning, comic fans. You're with the Comic Push with the Comics Club, Tampa and Brandon's favorite comic and gaming store. It is Wednesday, September 21st. It is another Wednesday, the best day of the week, as always. As always, it's always the best day of the week on a Wednesday because new comics coming on Wednesdays every week at the Comics Club. And we have probably the biggest variety of comics and other great stuff that we've had in a long time. And the stack, boys and girls, taking out our trusty measuring tape, the stack is running, holy cow, 13 inches tall this week. We haven't had a stack this tall in months. I mean, months and months and months. And here it is coming the day before autumn. And of course, the first day of autumn, is Hobbit Day. Tomorrow's Hobbit Day. If you're a Hobbit fan, Lord of the Rings fan, you're a Hobbit fan, you've been watching Lord of the Rings. It's a really great show. But we have a lot of great stuff for you today, the day before Hobbit Day, the day before the autumn solstice. Is that it? Is that what's going on? To make it autumn, the first day of fall tomorrow. Wow, what a stack! We have so much going on here and so much to show you. It's just remarkable. So thanks everyone for joining us. Let's just start out with the catalog that tells you all of the new upcoming indie comics hitting the stands in the couple months from now. This is previews. Of course, it's a flip catalog. Shows you great comics, games, toys, just about everything pop culture that you'd be interested in buying. You can pre-order it through us, through this catalog. Just come on in, pick up a copy. You don't even have to buy one. Just come in, take a look at it, go through it, tell us what you want to order, and we will get it ordered for you. If you want to buy one, you can take it with you. If not, you can flip through it while you're here, and that's free, always free at the Comics Club. And what a great cover. This one is a Vicious Circles advertising a time-bending revenge thriller stretching across millennia in a 3-part graphic novel storytelling. That's that there. And, of course, we have Disney's Gargoyles on the other side. And it's just packed with all kinds of great stuff. Come in. It's a fun catalog just to flip through because there's so much great, fun stuff in there. For all of you game fans out there, if you're a game fan, a new book is out. It's called Easy to Learn, Difficult to Master, Pong, Atari, and the Dawn of the Video Game. And if you want a history of how it all happened, how it came to be, where it started, and how it progressed to where it is today, this is the graphic novel for you. And yes, I said graphic novel. This is a graphic novel. It's the story being told to you in pictures. How cool is that? If you're a game fan, this is the graphic novel for you. Look at that. How cool. How cool. How cool is that? So, hey there, BX Data 3. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And for everybody out there joining us this morning, happy day before autumn and happy day before Hobbit Day. Black Adam will be hitting the big screen soon. And this is Black Adam, the Dark Age trade paperback hitting the stands at the Comics Club today. And if you're a Black Adam fan, you want to pick up a copy of that. Look at this great back cover. Look at that. Black Adam and Hawkman going at it. They have had an ancient rivalry that has spanned millennia. Hey, how you doing, Red Bear Reviews? Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. Are you Robin? I am Robin. I am Robin. Trade paperback hitting the stands today. This is, so it's got a subtitle. Oh, well, Robin, I am Robin. That's the subtitle. And we got a fun back cover, too. Some of the other characters in the Robin world. I don't know if it's the last book you'll ever read, but this is the last book you'll ever read. Trade paperback. In the stands today from Volt Comics. I love the artwork. It's just awesome art. Great stuff. Are you a fan of the Dark Knights of Steel, the medieval Justice League story that DC has been telling? This is volume 1, a hardcover of Dark Knights of Steel. Really cool artwork in this one. I really like it. I love the way they're depicting the characters and how it's it's the Justice League meets the Game of Thrones. Kind of like that. Very fun. This last one of the trade paperbacks and graphic novels is a hardcover. It's very limited, and it is a signed edition. And the author and the writer and the artist have signed this one with a book plate, but this is Animal Castle. If you haven't read the Animal Castle stuff, it's very intriguing. And this, if you're George Orwell's Animal Farm, it's in that kind of a vein. The idea that this is representing our real world, but only through animals. And they've done it very nice. They've got this beautiful hardcover book, but inside is a book plate. That's a book plate, and it's been signed by the writer and the author there. Inside this absolutely gorgeous hardcover. We've only got one for sale. These are very limited. So because it's the signed editions, one with that book plate in there, it's $100. But if you're a Discount Club member, you get it for just 20% off of that. And if you know the secret word, you get 25% off, right? And if you're not a Discount Club member and you know the secret word, or if you're not a subscriber and you know the secret word, you get 15% off of it. But we only have one. I wouldn't pass it up. It's a very beautiful book. Highly recommended. Don't miss your chance. So we have some really wonderful variant covers sitting stands today. R.L. Stine, very popular children's author, but he's doing something for a little bit more adult stuff. And this is The Stuff of Nightmares. This was a variant cover. It's a homage cover. You see that person there holding the brain. It says, BYOB, bring your own brain. BYOB, bring your own boogeyman. I'm liking that one. This is not new this week. Twig number 5 was already come out, but our copy didn't arrive for some reason until today. And there it is, Twig number 5, virgin cover. And that's a 1 in 10 variant. Twig's just taken off a huge fan following already. And another book that's had a fan following for years, and as I've said before, horror is ruling comic books these days. Horror and superheroes, but horror, especially in independent comics, has just been ruling the day. So this is Creepshow. This is the 1 in 10 variant cover. We'll see the other covers soon, and the other covers are awesome. They're absolutely awesome. Berserker, are you a Berserker fan? Keanu Reeves? Keanu Reeves? Keanu Reeves? How do you pronounce his name? I don't know. But this is Berserker number 10. It's a 1 in 10 variant cover. And of course, we'll have the other ones to show you soon. Little Red Ronin number 3. This was a 1 per store comic. And this artist is paying homage to Kevin Eastman's artwork. And Little Red Ronin. It's an interesting thing. Probably the most asked for comic of independent comics of the past couple of weeks has been this book, Vanish. This is Vanish number 1, 1 in 10 variant cover. I think this, even though this is the first issue just hit, and I think it's already been picked up for a show. Marvel has some new offerings. Exterminators. You probably heard that title before because it's been out a couple of times before. But here we are launching a new Exterminators number 1. And there we have the In-Hayek Lee cover. It's a 1 in 25. If you're a fan, is that Dazzler on the cover? Who is that? Is that Dazzler? Looks like it. Star Wars fans will be happy that Mando number 3 has a 1 in 50 at the Comics Club today. A 1 in 50 cover. Look how cool that is. He's using some of his best gear there in a battle right on the cover. And that is issue number 3 of The Mandalorian out of Star Wars. Spider-Man is a new character showing up. This is Edge of Spider-Man number 4. This is a 1 in 10 Spinstress. The Spinstress design variant is a 1 in 10. If you were a Spider-Man multiverse fan, that's a new character for you. DC versus Vampires All-Out War number 3. There's a very creepy dead man there on the cover. This is a 1 in 25 variant cover for you. Gotta love that. And speaking of dead things, Deceased War of the Undead Gods number 2. This is a 1 in 25 sporting Lobo on the cover. Very dark and sinister looking, and he's got his tongue out licking something. I don't know what the heck is he licking there. I'm not certain. Oh, a blade. It's a knife. Yikes. So there you have it. Josiah the Brain, thank you for joining us this morning. Probably, here's another Stuff of Nightmares, number 1. This is the Virgin black and white cover. And that's an unlockable variant. It was a 1 per store deal. So if you're a R.L. Stein, Stuff of Nightmares, number 1, unlockable variants of 1 per store deal. Don't miss out on that. Probably the most anticipated comic book of the last several months, because they have really been promoting this heavily, and for good reason, because this is one of the most popular characters in comic books today. It's Harley Quinn's 30th anniversary, and this is the 30th anniversary 1 in 25 cover. And I believe that's is that Amanda Connor? I believe so. It absolutely is Amanda Connor. And it looks like her birthday cake is blown up on her or something there. She's having a hard 30th anniversary already. But more so, there is a 1 in 50 foil cover done by Art Germ. We've only got one of these guys. It won't last long. There it is. What a deal that is. 1 in 50. Who will be the lucky buyer? Is that one? That one I do not see lasting past the first hour of opening. I'll be surprised. Well, since we're already on DC, and Mr. Happy's wanting to jump in, he wants to give you the secret word. It is Hobbit, because tomorrow is Hobbit Day. Tomorrow is Hobbit Day, and tomorrow is the first day of autumn. And I believe it's calls that Hobbit is your secret word. If you know the secret word, it gets you 15% off any single item in the store. Limit 1 per person per day. If you're a discount club member, you get 25% off any single item in the store. That's not already discounted or consignment items, or is already deeply discounted. So there you have it. A big stack of DC, and mainly because of that 30th anniversary, there's a lot of different covers. It's a very thick book. So, but we're starting off with Duo. This is Duo from Earth M, and that's issue number 5. DC versus Vampires, All Out War. I showed you the variant of that earlier. We've got a few different ones to show you today. That's a homage cover. Can't remember what it's homaging, but Undead Gods, All Out War, all kinds of deceased vampires. Here's another vampires cover. These seem to be a little mixed up this morning. DC also did this acetate cover. Very shiny. If you're into shiny, gimmicky things like I am, I love these kind of gimmicky things. This is great Superman cover anyway. But then you got this going on, and wow. What a great fun cover that is, eh? Black Adam fans, you'll be happy to know that Black Adam is hitting the stands with not 1, not 2, but 3 different covers. There he is in battles on the cover. Does this actually happen inside? You know, it's one of the running jokes about comic book covers is what you see on the cover almost never happens on the inside. But there was one very famous comic book from way back when that what you saw on the cover actually did happen on the inside. And I'll tell you about that later. Catwoman number 47, we got this cover. And Catwoman number 47, that cover. DC Dark Crisis Young Justice number 4. A couple different covers for you. I'm leaning toward this one. Just has so many characters on the cover. I love what they did with Plastic Man. You see him over here. He's way back in the background. His neck's all the way stretched around. It comes all the way around, all the way over to here, right in the middle. I'm loving that. Fables. Are you a Fables fan? DC's giving us the Fables with crazy cover. Who is that on the cover? That almost looks like Krampus. Could it be Krampus on the cover? I don't know. Batman Superman World's Finest. We have 3 different covers. This one's really cool. I'm not seeing Batman Superman on there. Hold on, kids. I got someone knocking at my door. I'll be right back. Whoa! Sorry, kids. I'm back. So we were looking at this one. This one is Batman, Superman, World's Finest, number 7. But where's Batman and Superman? I don't see them. Well, they show up here. Here they are. That wonderful metropolis view there. And also Gotham by night, Metropolis by day. Sounds like a great time for a vacation. But then there's one more. And who is this? This is a new character hanging upside down in this. Who the heck is that? Who's our new hero there? So the sidekick that never was. Is that what's happened? Batman's one of his arch villains has been, and always will be, I imagine, Two-Face. Two-Face has his own one-shot story. It's a one-shot, and it's titled Batman One Bad Day, Two-Face, number 1. But I was told it was a one-shot. Perhaps it's not. Two-Face. I always prefer when they're going to be a one-shot that they actually put one-shot. I love the way they did this reflection of Batgirl. Him and Batgirl are obviously facing off. or is it 2 facing off? And her reflection makes her look rather evil and sinister in there. So who's the bad person here? Who's the bad guy? I wonder. I'm going with Two-Face as being the bad guy. And last but not least, I like this cover. The 2 faces in the background, Batman. And is that him in the background? Harvey Dent? I gotta go with that one. So Batman the Knight has a couple different covers. It's a portrait of Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne with a sword. Nightwing 96. You know, this is a cool cover. It's fun. I like it. And this is the one getting all the hype because here's a story of the Brady bunch. It's the Batman bunch. The Batman bunch. It's been done many times before, and this one's getting all the buzz. But I'll tell you what, this is the comic cover for me. Look at that. It's Nightwing and Harley walking their pets. Is that a pet? Down the street, and all the people in the background are kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? But that is just awesome artwork. And I'll tell you what, if I had this one to choose from or this one to choose from, I'm going to have to go with this one. I mean, come on. Seems to me a no-brainer. But, you know, this is the one that made the app that tells us what's hot. It tells us how to think about comic books. This is the one everybody will ask for. So we'll see what happens. Titans United Blood Pack number 1. It's got a couple of cool covers, actually more than a couple. It's got a trio of cool covers. That's a Hispanic Heritage cover. The flag there. And who's that character? Who is that character? I'm not quite certain. I like this one, though. It's just got a lot of characters. I love it when there's a lot of characters on the cover. A lot of characters or action or cheesecake. Like that, too. Here's a funny book. It's rather loony. Looney Tunes. What's he saying there? Jeez, how can I tell the time if I'm getting all the tweets? All righty. That's going to be a fun one. DC versus Vampires All Out War. I told you these are getting a little mixed up here. Not quite certain how, but that one escaped the earlier stack. So, and last but certainly not, well, this is actually not last. I got one more to show you after this, but this is Harley's 30th anniversary, and there's a whole bunch of different covers. And I think I have all of them to offer. I'm not certain. But if somebody doesn't see the cover that they want, if it's a regular cover, not a rare variant, this is like the one right before what you saw in the 1 in 25, right? You see this one, and then you see the other one kind of blowing up. Let's see if I can find it again to compare the two. Here. So here's before. She's anticipating the explosion, and after the explosion happens. That's pretty fun. That's pretty funny. I like what they did there. So, and here's one Harley on a carousel. Got like that. One of several that I had to call my favorites because I couldn't pick one. This is really cool. No strings on me, said Ultron. Harley Quinn, 30th anniversary. Turner. Oh, not Turner. Campbell. It's Campbell. It's Campbell. You can tell that this show is not scripted, people. I mean, if it was scripted, I'd get all these lines right, but it's not scripted. This one is very strange. She's sitting on her own version of the Throne of Swords. This is the one that they did the foil for. This is Art Germ. It's a good one. This is fun. Frank Cho. What is she saying there? And last but not least, this one might blow your mind. It's blowing hers. All those different versions of Harley there. Could blow your mind. So there's the Harley 30th anniversary covers, a whole bunch of variant covers for Adam Hughes and Frank Cho and Stanley Art Germ. Just a whole bunch of Campbell, J. Scott Campbell. Just a whole bunch of Dodson. Dodson's one of my favorite artists too. Amanda Connor, and there's some really great books here, guys and gals. I hope you can come and pick yourselves up some. So there's those. The one I was telling you about, there's a very famous comic, probably arguably the most famous comic in comic book history. And it had a cover where actually on the inside, what you saw on the cover actually does happen on the inside in the comic book. And what we have here is what is known as a facsimile edition of Action Comics #1. This is the one that started the whole superhero genre. Came out in 1938, had a 10-cent cover price. Of course, today it's $3.99. But this is a facsimile edition. It's truthful to the entire comic book inside and out for the most part. The cover doesn't have the 10-cent price tag that it would have had about right there. It's got the modern day barcode and price down there. But you see this action that's happening on the cover of Action Comics #1? It actually did happen on the inside. Right there. And, Dolly and I were looking over the back cover at these things that back then you could buy and the prices of them. You see this plane? That thing has a 5-foot wingspan and you could buy it for $1.50. Wow. I would have bought a dozen of them. Little cameras and just all kinds of great fun stuff and prices you just wouldn't believe. But this was 1938. The country wasn't even in World War II yet. It's just about to be, and was still trying to climb out of a depression, the Great Depression that had been happening in the country. And comic books were super popular. There was super popular indeed. There was about a couple million of these actually published back then. Print runs that far exceed any print runs that we see today in comic books. So there you go. If you want to pick up the facsimile edition of the one that started it all, this is the one for you. This is Action Comics #1, the first appearance of Superman. My favorite hero. so glad to see this. I've owned many copies of this book. Never actually could hope to own a number one of it. I don't even know if I could bring myself to spend. Recently, I believe it was a 6.0 sold for $3.4 million. I don't know if I could bring myself to spend that much money on a comic book, but you know, the thing just seems to keep going up in value, so it might be a good investment. Marvel Comics has a lot to offer, but we have a huge stack of independents that we're going to get to in just a couple minutes, but we're running out of time, so we're going to kind of whip through these just to let everybody show what's going on. So don't forget, if you make it in the store today, the secret word is Hobbit, because tomorrow's Hobbit Day, and Hobbit's one of my favorite books of all time. Thank you so much, Mr. Happy, and we'll be seeing everybody very soon. Let me get through these Marvels and independents as quick as we can. So we have New Mutants, number 30. Several different covers. All hitting the stands today. Strange, number 6. A couple different covers for you. Star Wars, Darth Vader, number 27. We have a few covers. Here's 2 of them. This one, we had a whole bunch of copies come damaged. I know people are going to be looking for this one because it's the first cover appearance of this character, I believe. So we'll do our best to get some restocks as fast as we can. But when I say they came damaged, I'm talking about crunched corners. So you know how we feel about that as comic book fans. Our comic books cannot have crunched corners. We're not happy about that. So, but you know, it's paper. And it's tough to get it here without damages sometimes. X-Men Legends, X-Men Unlimited. This is Exterminators, number 1. There's several different covers for that one. There's that cover. And Scotty Young. He's always fun. And that one. Avengers, number 60. Avengers Forever, number 9. There's these 2. And this cover, I believe, shows us the multiversal team of Captain Marvel's multiverse team. What's her actual name? Is it Danvers? Something like that. Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, Judgment Day. It's been a very, very popular series. We're up to issue number 5. Lots of action in that cover. Peach Momoko. Gotta love that one. Look at Thor there. Dotson. A whole bunch of characters going on there. I love that. Are you a Carnage fan? Carnage number 6 hitting the stands today. Fantastic Four, number 47. And here's the Judgment Day cover tie-in. Jane Foster, Thor, issue 4. That's issue 4, not Thor. Issue Thor, number 4. Jane Foster. Legion of X, number 5. The end of the first arc. You Mech Strike Monster Hunters fan? Well, wait no more. Here it is today. And Edge of Spider-Verse is issue number 4, sporting a couple different covers, including Spinstress, which I believe is a brand new character. There's our Marvel offerings, fans. We have a large stack, a very large stack of independents. I mean, independents, like I say, have been ruling the day, and especially when it comes to horror. But this one's not horror. This one's science fiction. And Dark Horse, Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, issue number 2, hitting the stands. So you can get your Star Wars not just from Marvel anymore, but also Dark Horse, who had been the publisher of Star Wars for several years, many years. And now, once again, is picking up the mantle for some titles. Ice Cream Man, Horror as You Like It. We're up to issue number 32. Who would have thought? And a homage to E.C. Escher, right? It's kind of like a, can you find Waldo? Where's Waldo? But it's Where's the Ice Cream Man? Anybody see him there? See the Ice Cream Man? He's there somewhere. Lady Hell with one L. That's Hell with one L. Gotta love that. And this one. And this one. Of course, you know, we have to have a whole bunch of covers. And this one. This is Lady Hell issue number 2. And wait, there's more. There we go. There's our Lady Hell offerings. Quite a few for the Lady Hell fans out there. Little Red Ronin, I showed you earlier, the variant cover for that was a homage to Eastman's art. And there's the other regular cover. Radiant Black, also in today. This is Radiant Black, issue number 18 we're up to. Hey, doll. We have Pearl by Michael Bendis. This is a Pearl issue number 5. And I like what they've done on the back cover. Give us a little extra. Vanish was such a popular book, and a lot of people had asked for it in advance because it, of course, passed our deadline for ordering. I'm trying to get more in of this number 1. I'm hoping I can, but this is what I have left. The cover has seemed to have vanished from Vanish number 1. It's the blank cover, and hopefully I'll be able to get more in very soon. But everybody asked for it. After the fact, what can I do? Walking Dead, this is the deluxe edition. And this is issue number 47. This is what that looked like originally. A little disturbing. Lady holding her baby with the gun being pointed at her. Too much drama there. Got Samurai Sonia, issue number 4. Where Starships Go to Die, issue number 4. Wind, The Throne of the Sky. A couple different covers for you. It's issue number 2 of the story arc Throne in the Sky. Young Hellboy, number 2 of 4. Young Hellboy and his dog. It's always fun. One of my favorite books going on, it always has, from the first series they did all the way up to this one as well. The Shaolin Cowboy, Cruel to Be Kin. This is just so much fun and some really great art. If you like your comics with humor and violence and great art, this is the comic for you. It's great stuff. The artist Darrow is just amazing. Here's Darrow's art. And if you missed out on the earlier ones, we do have more coming in. I wouldn't miss that one. This is a great, fun book. Sherlock Holmes fans, A Scandal in Belgravia. This is issue number 2. This is done in the manga style, so it's from left to right. Right to left, back to front to back. However they do it, it's done in that style. Sherlock Holmes. I showed you The Stuff of Nightmares by R.L. Stein. We have several different covers. Some of them are glow in the dark. There's this one. How cool is that? And that's the glow in the dark virgin cover variant of it. Glow in the dark variant, guys. Don't miss out on that. That one's an extra $1, but it's worth it. It's glow in the dark. There's that one. And this one also has a glow in the dark virgin variant while supplies last. And of course, you could draw your own if you like. R.L. Stein. Stuff of Nightmares. Vampirella Strikes, issue number 5. We're We're running a little long, guys. I'm going to try to zip through these. Crashing, issue number 1. Got 3 different covers. Those 2 and this one. Usagi Yojimbo, issue number 31. Also hitting the stands. Ultraman, Mystery of Ultra 7. That's issue number 2. Yep. This is a new one. Eternus, issue number 1. Miss Meow, we're up to issue number 4, has been a super popular title. Great covers. Issue number 5 of Quest Aside from Volt Comics. And speaking of Volt Comics, this is a Barbaric Axe to Grind, and there's more than one cover. This is Axe to Grind, issue number 2. There's this cover. An interesting thing happened out of Antarctic Press. They did several different comic books that were made for you to make your own comic books. They're all blank inside. This is the green version of Jungle Comics. And this is Planet Comics. All blank inside. It's all for you to create your own unique comic book. How fun is that? If you're an artist and a writer, or an artist and not a writer, or a writer who likes to do art, or whatever combination, or if you want to team up with somebody to do it, get your own comic book done. And get it slabbed. Get a 9.8 and sell it for a whole bunch of money. Why not? Berserker, number 10. There's that cover. It's not so shiny, but this one's very shiny if you like the shiny ones. Evanescence. That's issue number, is it issue number 2? Yes, issue number 2. Fearless Dawn, issue number 1. I've seen her before. She's back. Frankenstein, New World, issue number 2. A couple different covers. Beware the Eye of Odin. Hitting the stands as well. Bloodborne. It's a number 2 issue. And we have several different covers for that one. Like I say, horror rules the day in indie comic books these days. And it's we're seeing it more and more in DC and Marvel as well. Especially DC these days. With their DC versus Vampires and Deceased. Gunslinger Spawn. That was Bloodshot, by the way. I kind of raced past it, but Valiant Comics Bloodshot. Got a couple great covers there. Gunslinger Spawn. Looks like he's not having a good day there. Oh. Gunslinger Spawn. And of course, he always gives a tease of what's coming next. In issue number 13. Coming out next month. Heaven's Rejects, number 1. Don't know much about it, but it looks like Charlie's Angels in comic book form. There you go. Weirder Mysteries. This is number 1 issue from the Archie comic world. And we talked about Creepshow earlier, number 1. A couple different covers. Especially like this one most. And I like what they do in the back. That's pretty cool. Deadliest Bouquet, I guess. That's issue number 2. And to further the horror in generations, we have Draculina. I believe Draculina is the daughter of Vampirella? Is that what's going on there? She has some very interesting costumes. She doesn't want to waste material, I guess. You know, fabric can get expensive. And that's the cosplay cover. Last but not least, Elvira in Horrorland, and each one was spoofing a different horror movie. This is just her on the cover, the photo cover. This one looks like it's Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street. Homage there. So there you have it, boys and girls. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. I hope you can remember the secret word and get in here. It is Hobbit. And don't forget to check out all of the great stuff that's hitting the stands at the Comics Club today. And remember, read. It brings out the hero in you. We'll see you next time at the Comics Club.